YouTube, what's good? It's the Hoodservative back with another video. And before we get started, don't even ask why I'm on the NPR website of all fucking places. Like, I do this for you. I absorb all the brain cancer so that my people don't have to take it on personally. You know what I'm saying? So that's my role. That's how much I love the people. I'm willing to take on this NPR brain cancer for you. So while I'm out here soaking up all the toxic brain cancer germs, do me a favor and donate to the Save the Hoodservative from Brain Cancer Fund down at the bottom of your right screen. And let's proceed. Black protest leaders to white allies, it's our turn to lead our own fight. So, right up under this headline, we got this cute little let's call her Karen, okay? So we got Karen holding up a sign here, arrest Daniel Prude's murderers. But according to this article, the black people aren't in charge. So is Karen the manager? Is that how Karens work? I didn't think that's how Karen worked. Karen's a manager of this whole BLM shit. That come on, you guys gotta do better than this, all right? You were looking around for a manager and you settled on fucking Karen. Karen from HR. That's who you found the manager of BLM shit. Jesus Christ, you guys are pathetic. So on a street in Rochester, New York, earlier this month, police and demonstrators clashed violently with marchers shouting and coughing. They were koofing. They was koofing. Don't you know it's COVID going on out here still? Out here koofing on the officers and shit. Lucky they don't shoot trash. Lucky it's just pepper balls. So while marchers shouting and koofing as officers in riot gear fired pepper balls at the crowd, as tear gas fogged the intersection, a black protest leader urged white demonstrators forward. Why y'all call him a black protest leader? Clearly, he's not a leader. All right? No matter what his little badge says, he is not a leader. That's what the whole point of this fucking article is. So, anyway, let's continue. If you're a white person, you're getting to the perimeter. You're putting your body on the effing line right now, she shouted to a group of protesters wearing goggles, filter masks, and bicycle helmets. Okay, my bad. I take it back. It wasn't a he. I misgendered. Excuse me. Sorry, everybody. I misgendered the BLM's person. It was a Zerb, I believe. So it was a Zer, a Sher, a she, something like that. So it was a non-male conforming sexual identity person. And anyway, so this non-male conforming identity sexual person, she's like, if you're a white person, you're getting to the perimeter, you're putting your body on the effing line right now. Listen, I have a hard time when fucking cops tell me to go put my body somewhere right now. You know what I'm saying? Like, who the fuck is this bitch? Who the fuck are you to be telling people they're gonna put their bodies anywhere? And I'm just gonna go out and say it. Judging by the font and the spacing of the letters in this article, I could tell that's a fat bitch talking. Like I'm this is my keen Hoodservative deductive abilities are telling me that this is a fat bitch. This is a fat zer, a sure. This fat non-male identifying person is out here trying to tell people what to do and shit. Like this is what it is to be in BLM. And I couldn't do it. I'm sorry, I ain't going. I don't listen to normal fat bitches. I'm definitely not listening to these irate crazy bitches. And excuse me as I continue. So they responded by hustling forward. They listened too. They're good little fucking comrades. This dynamic is playing out in streets across the U.S. Protests are massive and diverse, with more Americans embracing the Black Lives Matter movement. But in many cities, the leadership is overwhelmingly black. It's our turn to lead our own fight, to frame our own conversation, said Benjamin O'Keefe, a black political organizer in Brooklyn, where protests have continued since late May after George Floyd, a black man, was killed while in police custody in Minneapolis. You know what's funny about that whole last paragraph? They just described George Floyd as a black man. Like, he wasn't a loving father. He wasn't a world class athlete. This motherfucker didn't he wasn't a day away from curing cancer. You know what I'm saying? Which again, donate to the Save Hoodservative Cancer from donate to the Save Hoodservative from Cancer Fund. You got that fucking brain cancer's coming in right now because obviously we just lost a hero in George Floyd. I did have it on good authority. He was working on the cure to cancer, so we will tragically be missing you and your cure for cancer that we're never gonna get, George. So excuse me, but NPR didn't want to call him for his cures for cancer and anything. They didn't want to know. They didn't want to note any other great things George did. As far as they're concerned, he's just a dead black man. If I was writing this shit, I'd have been like, since late May, after George Floyd, a dead nigga, was killed while in police custody in Minneapolis. All right, that's how I would have wrote the article, since we're not giving a fuck about none of his life accomplishments. You know what I'm saying? They didn't mention his amateur porn career, none of that stuff. They just called him a black man. I just thought, why am I tripping over that whole thing? Like, damn, give George his props. Like, the motherfucker was a gangster or something. He was a gangster and a dope fiend. He's a gangster and a gentleman. Give him his props. Shit. Just George Floyd, a black man. The nerve of you motherfucking liberals. Anyway, excuse me. O'Keefe, who also worked on Senator Elizabeth Warren's presidential campaign, said it's a hopeful sign for black leaders that so many white people are turning out for marches, but it is also meant a complicated conversation with white activists who often haven't grappled with their own attitudes about race. Quote, we exist in a white supremacy culture in which even people who want to do good do not necessarily want to be led by a black person. Your friends don't like you, bro. I don't know how else you can't get that shit through your thick black head. They don't like you. That's a clear fucking sign right away that you're their pet. They don't want to be your pet. They'll pretend to be your pet. They'll get on TV and do the whole Anthony Anderson, Jimmy Kimmel thing where like he looks at you weirdly like, look at this Negro. He's fucking amazing. Like, that's literally how I saw Jimmy Kimmel looking at Anthony Anderson. You tell me if this isn't the look he gave Anthony while Anthony was going off on his Black Power speech.
Louder, Jimmy, say it.
But anyway,
so that Mike
I
Pence can hear
digress.
it.
Black moral of the story is
that's
they're
right.
just not that into you.
Jimmy, I'm
But
glad
anyway,
I got that off my chest.
I don't know if I'm
too,
the only
yeah.
one who
I'm
sees
glad
this
you
shit.
did.
Maybe I'm
appreciative
bugging. Maybe
that you
I got
giving me
on
a
my
safe
Vic
space
Liz
to say
glasses
this
and
from.
I'm the
Well,
only
it's
one
my
who can see
pleasure.
these
You know
shit.
that. Yeah.
But y'all let me know in the comments. Am I bugging? Is this only right that the black people don't get to lead the march for black equality? Like, I think it's totally fair. You got it's mostly white people marching out there. They got the numbers. Let the white people be in charge for once. Jesus Christ, it's equality. I mean, isn't it true equality that a white person can lead a black movement? Doesn't that just say equality? But I'm out of here. It's the Hoodservative. Do me a favor, like, share, subscribe. Peace.